Tonight, Turning Point USA debate returns to Utah for the first time since Charlie Kirk was killed on Utah Valley University's campus. That was on the 10th. And tonight, Turning Point is at Utah State University for an event that was planned before its founder's death. Debbie Worthen anchoring our live team coverage of the event tonight, including security measures at the university and who is speaking on behalf of Charlie Kirk this evening. Debbie?
Well, it just got a lot more lively up here, Mike. In fact, it looks like one of the Turning Point USA members was just getting the crowd all amped up, and the line is much longer now than it was in the last hour. In fact, it's really concentrated here, but now goes for, I would say, at least 1,000 people now are in line at this point waiting for this. Now, this Turning Point USA event has been in the works for quite a while, even before everything happened at USU. And Erica Kirk says what happened at Utah Valley University will not stop them.
I think that that's exactly what Charlie would have wanted. He wouldn't want things to go on hold or on pause for him. He would only want this to empower our organization and our entire nation.
USU spokesperson Amanda Dorito says in regard to community safety, USU has rigorous security protocols for all major events year-round.
With recent events, I think that there will be extra lockdown on political events in the coming weeks.
Now, there were day events previously planned, but the school canceled those and kept the indoor event as scheduled. Now, in the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's death, we've heard college students saying that they are a little bit on edge about attending tonight's events. But if tonight's turnout is any indication, it seems that people are excited to openly discuss some of our country's biggest issues, and that is safety. Now, news specialist Erin Cox joins us now. She is inside, and students are looking to hear a message that they want to pass along tonight. Erin?
That's right, Debbie. The doors are just barely opening up for the press to walk in, and they're going to open up for that big, long line right there soon enough. We're going to hear from many different speakers tonight. There's a whole panel slated for them. First, we'll hear from Alex Clark. She's a podcaster with the Turning Point USA. She covers pop culture, health, and fitness with a mix of politics. And again, she's been with Turning Point USA since about 2019. So we'll hear from her. Then there will be a panel with Senator Mike Lee, Representative Andy Biggs, who's from Arizona, Jason Chaffetz, and Governor Spencer Cox, all here to talk about politics and to have a healthy debate. Now, of course, like Mike said earlier, this is one of the spots that Charlie was meant to come on this date. And of course, that has made this event a little bittersweet for students out here as they've waited. But there's a high energy out here. As we walk into the doors, we'll let you more, and we'll set it back to you now.
All right, Erin, thank you. Well, security is top of mind for everyone here, including for that Turning Point USA staff. Utah State says they will use the same protocol for safety that they use for athletic events. So what that means is everyone going into the venue will go through metal detectors, and anyone who brings a firearm must have a Utah concealed carry permit. Backpacks and bags larger than 6.5 by 4.5 inches will not be allowed, and all bags will be searched. Now, there are no signs allowed, and there is no re-entry. The president for Utah State's Turning Point USA chapter says the school was already planning for increased security.
We already had talked with campus security and the local police about how it was going to need intense security. There was a lot of protests on campus originally when they heard that Charlie Kirk was coming. There was a petition, there was protests, things like that. So we were already prepared for quite a lockdown of that event.
Now, the university says it is collaborating with local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies to make sure appropriate security measures are in place. Now, just a few weeks ago, hundreds gathered here on the USU campus, and they held a vigil for Charlie Kirk after his murder. Students and the community honored Charlie with songs, prayer, and candles that they lit at the USU quad. Now, during the vigil, Kirk's political beliefs were not brought up a single time, and instead it focused on his faith and love of family. Speakers at the vigil said that's what Charlie Kirk would have wanted.
Just stand for what you believe. I think that's the main point that Charlie wanted to get across, and I'm going to try my best to do that.
Other students who attended the vigil said they felt comfort knowing there were other people mourning Charlie with them. Now, back here on campus, it is getting exciting out here, and as we keep hearing the crowd getting riled up, it's been something to notice because up to this point, it's just been a pretty quiet, calm crowd getting to go in what we know is, generally speaking, kind of a rally type atmosphere. So we'll have coverage here throughout the night, and this big, thick line, it looks like some people now are starting to go in. We know that they were going to start letting people in about 5:15. Maybe they decided to do that a little bit early, but the show starts at 6:30, and we'll talk a lot more about that coming up in just a few minutes. Mike, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, hoping for a safe event tonight. Debbie, thank you. We will have much more on tonight's event. That's tonight on KSL 5 News at 6.